Hi everyone, welcome back to another flashlight video. This time Acebeam was kind enough to send out the channel here their new K1 Mini EDC Flashlight. This actually has three different light sources, so it's a triple light source flashlight, and we'll get more into that here shortly. But to save time, I went ahead and unboxed everything so you can see what you get with this flashlight. So first off, you do get a nice lanyard. It is an adjustable lanyard, so very nice. I always like when they are adjustable. Do get a USB-A to USB-C charging cable. Do get a product certification card. Do get a product warranty card. This does come with Acebeam's 10-year warranty. You also get the user manual for the K1, and as like I do in most all my videos, I'll go ahead and put the user manual on the screen here so you can check that out further if you wish. You do also get a battery with this flashlight. You get a 14500 lithium-ion rechargeable battery. It has a 1000 milliamp hours of capacity. And this is a direct charging battery, so you can plug in a USB-C cable to directly charge the battery. So very nice. Let's take a closer look here at the K1 Mini EDC Flashlight. Got some nice knurling up here. Got a clip. So let's go in more detail on the specs and features of this flashlight. So first off, the K1 has a Cree XPLR white LED. It has a color temperature of 6500 Kelvin, and it's good up to 1000 lumens or 223 meters of throw. This also does have a class 3R laser. It's a green laser. Now, for many of you that may not know what a class 3R laser is, so a max 3R laser can have a max power output of 3 milliwatts and a max throw of 356 meters or 1,169 feet. So as with any laser, you always want to make sure you check all your laws where you're operating the laser, and of course, never point it at people, animals, and especially aircraft. So I'm sure many of you already know this. Next light source you have on the K1 here is UV. This is a UV light. It's 365 nanometers and up to 1000 milliwatts. The K1 is made from AL6061-T6 aerospace grade aluminum alloy with a military grade hard anodization for an anti-abrasive finish. The K1 has a rotary magnetic switch to select the different light sources. So as you can see here, right now we're on the white LED. You turn it, you go to the laser, and you go to the UV and back. And that magnetic rotary switch does have some nice knurling on it to make it very grippy. The K1 also has a multi-use tail switch. So you turn the light on and off with a tail switch, and you can also use it for a momentary feature. Now also the K1 has, as I showed you, the stainless steel clip, which can be used to attach it to pockets, belts, and bags, making it easy to carry as an EDC flashlight. And we already talked about the battery, the 14500 lithium-ion battery that comes with the flashlight is USB-C rechargeable. And just to let you know, on the battery itself, I'll put pictures here on the screen, there is a charging LED indicator on the battery itself. When you're charging it, it's going to be red, and when it's fully charged, it will be green. Not only can this light use the 14500 lithium-ion rechargeable battery that comes with a flashlight, but you can also use standard AA batteries. So you can use alkaline batteries, and I did test this light with a nickel metal hydrate battery, and the light did work, the white LED worked, the UV light worked, and the laser worked with the nickel metal hydrate battery. So just to let you know, you can use different batteries if needed. So if your 14500 battery dies, you can bring other batteries. Just keep in mind, you may not quite get the performance output like you will with the lithium-ion rechargeable battery. So just keep that in mind. All right, the K1 is IP68 waterproof, can be submerged up to 2 meters for 30 minutes. It is also 1.5 meter impact resistant. Now, as this is a mini EDC flashlight, I'm going to go ahead and put this on screen here, the dimensions. All right, so the dimensions of the K1, it's 110 millimeters in length or 4.33 inches, 25.5 millimeters or 1 inch in the head diameter, and 16 millimeters or 0.63 inches as far as the tube diameter. The weight of the light is 77.4 grams or 2.73 ounces, okay? All right, so let's go through the light outputs here on the K1 Mini EDC Flashlight. So this light will step down in the white LED mode. So it starts out at 1000 lumens for 1 minute, drops down to 650 lumens for 30 minutes, and then drops down to 110 lumens for about 30 minutes. As I said before, this has a max throw of 223 meters and a max intensity of 12,432 candela. All right, medium, 200 lumens for 2 hours and 40 minutes. Low, 9 lumens for 60 hours, so a nice long runtime on low for 60 hours. Strobe will also step down 1000 lumens for about a minute, 650 lumens for about 30 minutes, and then 110 lumens for 4.5 hours in strobe. The UV light in high, 3 minutes, and then it drops down. It looks to 100 for another run for 120 minutes. And if you just put it in low, it has a max runtime of 180 minutes. The green laser, the max runtime is 20 hours. All right, so let's get into the UI or user interface here on the K1. Okay, the user interface for the K1 Mini EDC Flashlight. So to turn the flashlight on, it's simply you just press the tail switch on and then press again to turn it off. You can also now select the different modes of the flashlight by using the magnetic rotary switch. So right now you're on the white LED. Turn it, you go to the green laser, and then you go to UV. So that's how you select the different modes. In the white LED mode, if you want to change the brightness, you just turn it off. You turn it on, turn it off, turn it back on. That's medium, that's high. So you just turn it on and off really quickly to change the different modes. You're back to low again. Now this light also does have momentary. So if you half press it, you can turn it on. You don't have to fully click it on. And if you do that and half press it, that's medium. Half press it again, you go to high. Half press again, you go back to low. So pretty easy. You can also do that in the other modes. So if I put it in the laser and a half press, there's the laser. So you have a momentary in all the different lighting modes. So very nice. All right, strobe. So this is a strobe warning for you guys. So in the strobe, you're just going to simply turn the rotary switch to green laser and back really fast, and that's going to activate the strobe once the white LED is on. So turn it on. Well, you got to do it kind of quick. All right, yeah, you got to do it a little quicker. I was pausing a little bit too much there. So you got to do it really quickly. It does have an alternating flash pattern, which is very nice, makes it very disorienting to individuals in case you had to use this for self-defense. So very good. All right, so that's the UI here on the K1. So let's go ahead and take it outside and test how it does out in the dark. All right, the night has finally come, and we are out here with the Acebeam K1 Mini EDC Flashlight. And although it's gotten cooler out a little bit, the mosquitoes are still out too. So I'm waiting for the cooler weather to come more than it is so now. So hopefully that'll be coming soon as we go into October. All right, so we're going to start out on the white LED mode on the K1, and we're going to start out in low, which is 9 lumens. And this has got a nice bit of throw. This is, again, 9 lumens. You got a nice hot spot, and you got quite a bit of spill, although it's not showing up in the camera, but there is a good amount of spill around that hot spot. You can see the bird bath quite well. It's about 25 feet away. You can actually make out the tree stump out there. Let's see, get my finger on it right. Which is over 100 feet away. But for 9 lumens, doing pretty good. Remember, you get about 60 hours of runtime. So let's bump it up to a medium. This is 200 lumens. You have 2 hours and 40 minutes of runtime. And of course, now it's lighting up everything really well. You can really see the tree stump quite well out there. And this is doing really well for 200 lumens. It's got quite a bit of throw, quite a bit of spill, as you can see. All right, let's bump it up to high. This is 1000 lumens with a K1. Very, very bright. I'll angle the camera up a little bit. You can see it's almost like a beam, like a laser beam a little bit in the camera. You can kind of see it there. Definitely lighting up the trees really well out there. Let me take a walk out there and I'll be back. We'll do the other modes. All right, that was a K1 at high as I walked out there, about 1,000 lumens. And as I came back, I stepped it back down. So you should be able to see those modes. All right, we're gonna switch over now to the laser. This is kind of hard to make out in the camera. I mean, you can see the dot. It's definitely shooting across the yard quite well. See if I can bump up the ISO a little bit in the camera just to see if you can get a better view of the laser. There it is on the bird bath. It's very bright. I can actually see the beam shooting across the yard with my naked eye, although the camera's not going to pick it up. So I just want to let you know there. But this could be used for all kinds of things, pointing at things in a business environment or teaching or something like this. As I said, you want to make sure you don't point it at people, animals, or any kind of aircraft, of course, and make sure you always check your local laws and laws in your area where you're using it. All right, let's go to UV. That went the wrong way. Let's go to UV. This is not going to really make out on camera very well. I'm not sure if this is high or low, so let's see. I guess that was high. So this is low, this is UV. This is high UV. Not going to really make out anything on the ground here too well, but you can just see it in the camera on high. So not doing too bad. What I'll try to do is I'll go ahead and put some pictures and maybe some short videos here showing the UV in action on the K1. So anyway, I want to say a big thank you to Acebeam for sending out the K1 here to show on the channel to you guys. Any purchase links will be in the description. Any coupons will also be in the description, so make sure you check those out. So anyway, thank you for joining me for another flashlight video. You guys take care and happy lumens.
Darling, I've been tempted by the darkness.